etc. Doesn't make it the safest place in the world. There was a real duel. A duel that ended inside of here. August 10th, 1842, where our local doctor put a bullet in a guy. That's how they used to roll around here back in the day. Better idea. They used to keep a pair of lions up front. Like live lions. About where you're at. About where you're at. Cage on that side. The cage on that side had a live male lion on one side, a live female lion on the other. That's the way they used to do it. So right like that until 1864. That's when General Sherman and 63,000 troops showed up on our doorstep. End of the Civil War. We'll talk Civil War at length later on tonight. 1864 until the 1990s, guys, storage. You let me repeat this. Everything has been storage up and down this river. You're on the third largest seaport in the United States. Before they had storage units built everywhere, they'd rip old buildings out and store stuff in and ship across the pond. 1995 to 1997 did the renovation on this, turned into what y'all see today, Mooner Brewing Company. Lasted 25 glorious years. She is now a ghost. But just prior to the start of renovation, 1990s, locals start walking by this old storage unit, look at these giant windows. They start reporting seeing a black woman in a white corseted dress walking around different levels of the place. At night, they start reporting seeing her all the way at the top level carrying a candle. They think that she's Mrs. Johnson, the cook that used to work here in the 1800s. Now, this Mrs. Johnson, known for her cooking, she's slinging out wearing a white corseted dress. But then the renovators come in and start reporting seeing the same woman. You take off around the corner and she's not there. You know, that kind of stuff. Burnt through 3 renovation companies in the 1990s trying to get this building done. It's supposed to be a 5-floor renovate. They finished 2 floors out of 5. They ran through 3 renovation companies, getting 2 floors knocked out. Second renovation company quits altogether. The boss's wife takes an ugly spill down the back stairs. She goes, I didn't trip down the stairs. She goes, I was pushed down the stairs by a guy wearing a waistcoat. But it had to have been my last tour here, guys. Father's Day weekend last year. I'm doing a tour over here in the basement. One of the managers comes to me. Her name is Aishan. Aishan has a cast on her leg. I'm like, Aishan, you okay? What's going on? She goes, Jody, you ain't going to believe me. She goes, I was walking down the back stairs. She goes, got hit between the shoulder blades. I broke my foot on the way down. I'm like, Aishan, I got a story to tell you. We're going to get corroboration on your stories before you tell your stories. But back in the day, renovators start reporting things like getting pinched, pushed, getting their clothes tugged on, getting their names yelled out from different areas of this place. That one became a thing on my tour. That was started about 40 years ago. Big tour like tonight. I put people together on the sidewalk. And I caught this guy Harley did because he looked like a giant biker. He's like this tall, long beard. Comes barreling out this door. Clearly in a panic. He's like, I'm on your tour. You can talk. And he's like, easy, easy. He goes, my name is Oxel. You have never heard my name before. I'm like, all right. And in his words, he goes, I'm in the can a minute. He goes, you the toilet. He goes, I'm in the can a minute ago. He goes, I can hear somebody yelling my name. He's at least 3 times. He goes, at one point, I'm answering on stool. Going, huh? He goes, I walk out and I'm alone in the place. What's going on? Like, they've got a story to tell you. But then I'm telling the Oxel story one night. And this woman walks up and she's like, all right. I was in the bathroom before the tour started. She goes, all my life I heard people doing stuff. She goes, I swear there was a woman doing her makeup. I could hear her plain as day. I could hear her clinking around. She goes, I walked out my stall getting to make conversation like I always do, and I'm alone in the place. What's going on? I'm like, I'll score too. But then I'm telling her story one night, and this woman brings her daughter up to me. Her daughter goes, I was in the bathroom before the tour started. She goes, I thought Mom was messing with me. She goes, I kept trying to get out my stall, and the door wouldn't open. She goes, I'm hitting the lock, wouldn't open. She goes, I finally started hitting and kicking the door. She goes, I sat down in the toilet and I started crying. And she goes, as soon as I start crying, she goes, the door pops open. I'm sitting in there alone. I'm like, God, I love this place. Ghost Hunters, America's Most Haunted, Travel Channel, Disney, Sam and Colby. All the kids love Sam and Colby. I didn't get a tour there for 2 days because Sam and Colby taking my turf. Man, this is as high as it is. See, y'all do a little bit of research. You'll find a ton on this money. You may not want to keep plugging myself. I keep wanting to plug myself in the company. Expedition X on Discovery Channel. They interviewed me for like an hour on this place last year. I finally got to watch the episode last week, and they cut me all together. It's like, man, not fair. You can see me in the front row. Oh, well. Yes, real quick, and we're going to get on our way. Yes.
Are you sure we're going to make it out alive?
I am not, but I got insurance for that.
Your sticker back.
So
Yeah, your sticker's coming with me.
So I heard Sam and Colby said if you humiliate the ghost, they will push you down the steps. Is that right?
What the?
He'll humiliate them.
Humiliate them by pushing them down there? That's probably a pretty good guess. Who knows why they did it? But again, I personally know someone who had that happen to them here. Yeah, again, I just ran into Aishan last week. It's kind of weird getting corroboration on your stories. Guys, y'all gonna hear me much better around the corner. It's gonna be much less cramped as well. 2 bucks tell a story, 2 bucks tell a story, 2 bucks tell a story. I want to take you around the corner and introduce you to our most famous ghost downtown next. Her name, Little Gracie Watson. Little Gracie lives around the corner on Johnson Square. That's her next stop, Johnson Square. We're going to talk Civil War. We're going to talk Revolutionary War. We're going to talk Girl Scouts. I got voted in last year. Again, I'm so proud of my badge. At the International 7,000 on my tour, they give you a badge. It's such a good time to give you a badge. Juliette Gordon Lowe, founder of the Girl Scouts. Her birthplace in Savannah is easily my favorite ghost story downtown. And it's a good one. I won't scare any away from cookies or anything. So y'all are in safe hands. Guys, 2 blocks around the way, you can hear me much better again for Little Gracie Watson. Coming up next is what y'all looking for. Come on. Excuse me. So
you're Gracie.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so if I'm correct, you know about Sam and Colby.
I do.
Did you find their video with Carl Jacobs and Foolish?
I think I have. I've been watching your channel for a long time, so it's hard to remember. But I think I have.
Okay.
I haven't seen the video on this one, so I'm gonna see if I can find it tonight.
Okay.
What platform are you streaming on?
YouTube. I was gonna stream on my Twitch, but no.
How many viewers do you have right now?
0. I'm very small. I'm very small because I'm currently at 106 subscribers. And
I have 10. 30. Oh my god! And stuff.
You guys know
I should subscribe to you. What's your channel name?
Teresa Shaw. That's my
My friend from school.
Teresa Shaw.
Okay. My friend from school likes Sam and Colby too. And I get fun meeting Sam and Colby. In the wild.
Yeah.
I love being into it. This is gonna be fun.
Do you know any DSMP characters?
What? I could not hear you. Sorry.
Do you know any DSMP characters?
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh my gosh. Yeah, but if you look up Sam and Colby with Carl Jacobs and Foolish, you will find the video, promise.
Yeah. I'm hoping to catch some ghosts tonight.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to take some pictures together.
It's been like the highlight of my day already. But I've been so excited for this all day.
So true. I'm actually staying in a haunted hotel, and I'm staying in a haunted hotel.
What hotel?
I think it's something like the Planter. I don't remember.
Just staying at home to Hilton. I don't know if it's not haunted or not. Sadly.
And I was sitting there laying in my bed, and I put a hair tie up on the TV corner of the TV. It wasn't there; it was a ghost, and it knocked straight down on the floor. And at that point, I'm like, "Did you just see that?" I'm over here pointing at it. I'm like, "Did you just see that? It's on the floor. It was up there, and I was on the floor." Like, oh my gosh,
This is just flowing.
fun! It is indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the Sam and Colby video that explores.
Grace, you should go in the bathroom.
No,
You know,
no.
I'm gonna say in the building, I'm gonna say these ghosts are so stupid. Just gonna test.
Oh no!
Test.
Bro's gonna push you down the steps.
Yeah. You should mock them about Sam and Colby's video.
Oh yeah. Foolish got pushed down the steps because he said
Justin
that.
and I Chick-fil-A after our wedding. It was very romantic.
Guys, check out that view, first of all. To our friends, before I get started, seriously, take a quick stand. There is not a bad angle from where y'all are at, guys. This right here is one of my favorite square downtown. This is Robert Johnson Square. Robert Johnson Square. If you're a blues guitarist, it's not that Robert Johnson. It's how you for Robert Johnson altogether. This Robert Johnson did not sell his soul to the devil in order to play guitar. The Robert Johnson I'm referring to tonight, Robert Johnson I'm referring to is the royal governor of South Carolina back in the day. But guys, this is Savannah's oldest square. Welcome, my new tour friend. I'm Jody. I'll be your guide. And this is Savannah. This is our oldest square. This is our first one. I mentioned already at the beginning of the tour that we were established in 1733. It's a British colony. The first thing the British did when they arrived is they started laying out this city in what's called a gridiron system. A gridiron. A gridiron is just a bunch of squares. You already figured that one out. You did your integration. But this is our oldest square, our first Behind the oak tree here are the white pillars of Christ Church. Christ Church is the oldest church in Georgia. They've been worshiping in that spot since 1733. Wow. That is not the original building. We've had 3 major fires downtown, cleaned everything out. That building is in 1890. Structure of the denomination they tried to. They've been worshiping there so long. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, preached there before he founded Methodism, is how old that place is. I was born and raised a Methodist. It predates my religion, crying out loud, but still an active denomination. Any of y'all need to do some repenting when you're in town. Probably a pretty good place to start. And you can't miss that. That's our city hall. I don't know if you guys can see it from behind the thing. That's real 13-karat gold leaf on top of the dome. We're one of the only 2 city halls that has real gold leaf on the dome. Typically, gold leaf domes are used for state domes and capitol domes. And for city halls, they use copper. And it's us in San Francisco, one on either coast that has real gold on our city hall dome. So there's a heritage place. But y'all need to make some money tonight. Yeah. So he's over there like 3 o'clock in the morning with the ice cream, like, Jody told me to do it. And then before we get into our most famous ghost story downtown, little Gracie Watson, you can't miss that. That is our Nathaniel Green Monument. Nathaniel fought during our Revolutionary War, which is ironic because the man was born and raised a Quaker in Rhode Island. Means he's supposed to be a pacifist. He's not supposed to fight. But the man knows how. They said he fought like a fiend whenever he went to war. Had the strength of 10 men when he hit the battlefield. Rose quickly through the ranks to become a major general by the end of the Revolutionary War. He's one of George Washington's top advisors. Retired here to the Savannah area in one piece. He forgot to wear his hat one day in the summer, died of heat stroke of all things. We'll take down the biggest and the best of them around here. And if y'all get PTSD when you're around, him and his son, their actions are both buried underneath that monument. Might be one of the reasons, but it's not the big one. The big one, guys, I walked by it. You didn't even know that building over here? Oh, the Regent's Bank building. Right? So the other night yelled out interest rates. Like, interest rates. The Regent's in the 1880s is called the Pulaski Hotel. Pulaski's owned by a family called the Watson family. And the Watsons are the boss. Yankees going to sign a free ticket in the Civil War. Carpetbaggers. Carpetbaggers is what they call them because they show up in town with a carpet bag filled with cash to buy cheap real estate at the end of the war. And this is a prime example of where I'm going to. Mrs. Watson had this romantic notion they're going to buy one of the best hotels in town, just rub elbows and integrate right off the bat. Found out really quick they can hold a grudge in the South when they lose a war. Had no friends at all when they moved into town. Mrs. Watson had money. She also realized all the rich people fled the city when Union Army moves in. Union Army moves out. Everybody's coming back home, not quite as rich as what they used to be. They're looking for a good time. Mrs. Watson starts going parties and inviting only the rich. A couple of them show up. A couple more show up. Pretty soon, this place is hopping that old school Savannah money. And by 1883, they have a daughter by the name of Gracie. Little Gracie Watson. Gracie grows up in this rich Savannah park.